It used to be that Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling had 4 to 5 big shows per year. These would be the Korakuen Hall shows, such as their Intenyon shows, Brand New Wrestling, Yes Wonderland, and so on. But now Tokyo Joshi has seen a big boom in popularity recently, allowing them to put on even bigger shows, making the Korakuen shows more like a lead up to something big. The new big three are of course Wrestle Princess, Grand Princess, and Summer Sun Princess. Making its first annual return, Summer Sun Princess will feature championships being defended, a lot of foreign talent returning and debuting, and one of the biggest feuds TJP has to offer. So let's run down the card for the biggest show of the summer. To kick off, we have a tag team match of Suzume and Arisu Endo, Daisy Monkey, versus Muka Miyamoto and Juria Nagano, Team Karate. This will be Juria Nagano's return match after having suffered an injury earlier in the year. This will also be the third in the match series between the 4 competitors. At last year's Grand Princess, Daisy Monkey beat Team Karate, and then at this year's Max Hot Tournament, Team Karate evened the score. So it is one apiece, both teams wanting to beat the other to secure the tiebreaker. Suzume, Arisu, and Mocha have been doing really well this year so far, going for title opportunities when they arise. Next is a big tag team match. It's Mahiro Kiryu, Haruna Neko, Himawari, and Shino Suzuki versus Kayatori Bami, Toga, Haru Kazushiro, and Runa Okubo. Whew. As mentioned in Grand Princess, a lot of new rookies have entered the promotion. Of course it is still early days, but there is some clear promise in the newbies. Toga has caught my eye in particular for her sick forearm strikes, and Shino means the Up-Up girls can perform at least one more song, which is nice. With another Up-Up girl on the way, hoping for either a black or red one to complete the Power Ranger theme. I'd be remiss if I did not mention Mahiro Kiryu. I have been a long-time Kiryu fan, but always felt that she was not progressing at the same rate as others who had been in the company as long. Late bloomers aren't a problem, but Kiryu finally had her breakout moment at Hyper Misau's produced show, Hype. We got to explore a lot more of Kiryu's backstory at the show, and I highly recommend seeking out the show with English guidance, of course. Hopefully that performance will give Kiryu more to do. Also, the show gave us Short Stack Saki-sama, which I didn't think I needed. But god do I! After that, we have another tag team match of Ryo Mizunami and Naoka Kura versus Yuki Kamifuku and Asuka. Really excited to have Asuka back? No, not that one. This time, teaming with her good friend Kamiyu. The two have not teamed in over a year, and even longer in a TJPW ring, having lost at last year's Max Heart tournament. Also back is Anarchy, who is starting to become a regular for TJPW. Usually put in matches against up-and-coming stars to help mentor them, by smashing their tits off. Now in a match with more established stars, I'm interested to see how well she will do. Then we have our first championship match of the show. It's Vert Vixen versus Hikari Noa for the Defy Championship. Vert graciously offered to put up her Defy title for the show of her own accord. She had previously tried and failed to win the International Championship and has been having scuffles with TJP talent in America. I think Vert made a great impression the time she has wrestled in TJP, but I think she has her work cut out for her with Hikari. Hikari Noa has been flying under the radar ever since losing in the Princess Cup to Yuka Sakazaki. However, since the fluorescent light tube death match, I've seen new life breathed into her. Despite it being a loss, Hikari has been going harder and showing off her scars with pride. Hikari wanted to defend the international title in a death match when she was champ. Perhaps she could try to reach that dream again with the Defy title. Next is a 3-way tag match. It is Shoko Nakajima and Hyper Misao versus Aja Kong and Raku versus Max the Impaler and Palm Harajuku. 3 teams and 3 monsters. If only we had 3 rings, we could get some World War III vibes going. Anyway, the relationship between Max and Palm has been a very interesting one indeed. At first it was outright terror on the part of Palm towards Max, with Max not knowing how to best express their feelings towards cute things like Palm. But after acclimating, both have gotten used to each other's presence, enough to start tag teaming together. Palm using Max as a stand-esque power, and Max using Palm as a blunt object. Even though Max uses Palm in such reckless fashion, they extremely dislike others hurting Palm, as Max is just playing and doesn't know their own strength, but others can't hurt their Palm. Palm is Max's Palm, after all. Aja Kong is back, teaming with her favourite Raku. Last time Max and Aja faced off, it was billed as a huge hazard to public safety, and the ending of the match was not conclusive as to which monster was victorious, fighting still breaking out on the entry ramp. Back then, both Aja and Max had 2 wranglers each to get a hold of the situation and prevent mass loss of life. Hopefully Raku and Pom have enough sway over the 2 monsters to prevent such a horrific outcome. Speaking of, do you know what the Japanese word for monster is? It's a bunch of these lines I can't read. The third team in this brawl is Hyper Misao and Shoko Nakajima. A superhero and kaiju may be all there is to stop catastrophe. The 2 should be used to fighting big monsters as they defeated Andres the Giant Panda, and taking down 2 monsters could see them in the conversation for the vacant tag titles. More on that now. After that, we have a special singles match of Nyla Rose versus Miyu Watanabe. Nyla Rose, making her TJPW debut, the former AEW Women's Champion, has been invited as a way of extending a working relationship with AEW. Miyu is the strong gal of TJP, but is most definitely a buff fish in a small pond, as while she can throw around Mizuki and Shoko with ease. However, when facing off against foreign talent, which TJP seems to enjoy testing Miyu with on the regular, she gets humbled more often than not. That being said, Miyu has become one of my favourite wrestlers to watch. Ages ago it was rumoured Miyu would become the new ace of TJP. I was sceptical back then, but now I can see it happening, even if it is a long way away. Now, shall we address the elephant in the room? This match was not meant to be Miyu, but Yuka Sakazaki instead. A few weeks ago, Yuka announced that she would be graduating from TJP and moving to America to continue her career. It came as a shock, but Yuka wanted to make her road to graduation a happy farewell tour. Unfortunately, things have not gone to plan. She was tag team champion with Mizuki, wanting to hold onto the belt with her until she left, and go to Disneyland as champs. But Yuka suffered a neck injury, meaning that the tag titles needed to be relinquished. Despite pleas from Yuka that she is actually fine, Mizuki shut her down. And then Yuka had to watch from the sidelines as what would have been a tag team match was turned into a handicap match against Mizuki. Mizuki put up a brave showing, but eventually Daydream came out victorious. And so, with Yuka being unable to compete, Miyu was subbed in. I think Yuka's graduation is interesting. Her leaving Japan but continuing to wrestle in the States may be indicative of what TJP's role is in the Joshi scene, not holding on to wrestlers for long, although Yuka has been with the company for almost 10 years. But for TJP to be a place where young girls hopefully can cut their teeth in wrestling before moving on to bigger things. Not getting attached can be hard, so enjoying things while they last is important. I know a lot of people can get annoyed with the booking of TJP, only ever pushing the same 3 to 4 girls for the past, well, decade really. Maybe we take it for granted the old guard will always be there, as they are the ones holding up the ceiling we all play under. So I get people being disappointed when a veteran wins a big tournament or a title against a more younger rising star, but you should cherish these moments still, as the founders won't be here forever. They were able to go to Disneyland though. Then we have a singles match of Miyu Yamashita versus Soyarek for the EVE Championship. Miyu has been off on excursion in America for the past few months, only returning a week and change ago. On the tour, she faced a lot of wrestlers both new to her and old, and came back with a title belt to add to her ever-growing collection, now the EVE Champ and Spark Champ. Yamashita also notes that she learned a lot from her month's excursion in America, most notably how anything goes in America. I'm not sure I would necessarily agree with her as I watch TJP, and I see the wacky stuff that can go on there. With that much experience, her opponent should hopefully be not much trouble. But Soya is an imposing figure, defeating Hikari Noa in a deathmatch and being a GCW regular. Perhaps weapons and plunder could factor into the match, and would be interesting to see how Miyu can A. fight off weapons, and B. getting a skull kick on a 6'2" Soya. Also, to make the match even more interesting, last minute Miyu announced that she will be putting her EVE title on the line. After that, we have a tag match of Saki-sama and Mei Saint Michelle versus Yuki Arai and Wakana O'Hara. It was announced at the last Kurgan Hall show that Bishiki-gun will be returning. Their opponents of Yuki and Wakana have their work cut out for them, as neither of them have ever experienced the beauty of Bishiki-gun. Wakana is still fairly new to TJP, making Yuki Arai the senior in the match, needing to lead her teammate to victory. This will be a big step for her, as when tag champion she was with senior wrestler Saki Akai. and when put up against the Miraculans, she had the factor of a special guest referee to lean on. She now has a very difficult task ahead of her indeed. Bishiki-gun are back after a long absence at Grand Princess, and there has been rumours of Sakisama disappearing, though I don't know where these claims are coming from. Perhaps more will be revealed at the show. Next is your second championship match of the show. It's champion Rika Tatsumi versus the challenger Yuki Aino. To get this opportunity, Yuki had to beat rising star Arisa Endo, holding out impressively against a extended camel clutch to win, going for her first singles title after her sister and tag partner departed from the company. She has been spending her time mentoring younger talent and hanging out with Palm and Raku, but now believes she is ready to take a singles title for herself for the first time, and establish herself as a single star. Rika, on the other hand, has been a great international champion, and I'm reluctant to see it end. I thought it was a step down after being Princess Champion, and needing to beat your less experienced tag partner to get it seemed a bit heelish. But Rika has always been that way, and it's great. America is a strong gimmick, and has been beating Gaijins coming in thinking they can slay the White Dragon. Rika was determined to beat Yuki in every preview match leading up to Summer Sun Princess. However, in the last encounter before the show, Yuki took Rika by surprise and won the match. Yuki stating that for the International Princess Championship, the two will burn each other to ash. Finally, it's your main event. It's champion Mizuki versus Maki Ito for the Princess of Princess Championship. A storied history between the two, so much so that I don't think I could do it justice in a small summary. I need like a good hour and a half to run you through it. But how about I walk you through the last few months? Grand Princess, Ito and Miyu beat Wasteland War Party after winning the Max Heart tournament to become Princess Tag Champions, Ito finally winning the title after trying and failing since basically the start of her career. A title Mizuki has also held, so now after beating her at the Princess Cup, and now holding the title that Mizuki has previously won, they are now on the same level. Or are they? Mizuki wins a number 1 contenders match, and then goes on to beat her tag partner Yuka Sakazaki to win the Princess of Princess Championship. The same night Ito reaches Mizuki pushes ahead. Less than a month later at the Los Angeles show, Majirabi beat 1-2-million, Mizuki becoming a double champ, and taking the title that Ito worked so hard to obtain from her. After another defense of the belt by Mizuki, Ito came out, Mizuki bringing up a promise the two made all those years ago, that when Mizuki became champion, Ito would challenge for the belt. It took her longer to challenge than Mizuki thought, but is happy it's finally happening. Ito didn't say anything, instead showing Mizuki the middle finger and walking off. She can't challenge for the tag championship, as Mizuki gave those up without a fight. Will she do the same for the Princess of Princess Championship? To prepare, the two had different approaches. Mizuki stayed in Tokyo Joshi, holding down the fort as the champion should, but Ito left for America to get in touch with her more violent side, performing in GCW to prepare for the match a month to follow. When she returned in a preview match, Ito was able to beat Mizuki's team, using the boos from Mizuki's hometown crowd to psych herself up and win. The loss made Mizuki worried as to what Ito has learned in her time away and what she could be lacking. Summer Sun Princess will stream live on Wrestle Universe. There is currently a special promotion where some shows are free on the site. There is also a 2-week trial period with no obligation. The show will feature English commentary from Chris Brooks and Belly and Aki. Cheering, streamers and banners are permitted. What was once a standard is now a special occasion treat, which sucks but will make the show feel bigger and more special. So I hope you all enjoy the show, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta.